would have when we decided to give out, our profits and grant checks to members. And I never thought that people wouldn't claim the money we gave them. I mean, we have their name, we have their email, and their Facebook address because that's how they applied. But we still notifying, and they're not picking up the money, and it's just amazing to me. I mean, now we started at about 20,000. We're up to about $40,000 a month now, giving out these grants to people who are members of Lesko Help. Yeah, and I just can't believe that. But I guess I can. I mean, we all live busy lives, and we do things at the moment, and other things. You apply, and it takes a month. Because we have the application every month. So on the 4th of every month, the application closes, and we process all the entries, and we have a panel of 6, 7 people that read every one of these things. So it takes time. So in a few weeks, then after the 4th, we announce the winners, and we just announced the winners for the August one. And now people are applying for the September one. And if you're on Lesko Help or on the Facebook or Lesko Help 2, you can get a link to the application, and it's a simple application. You just fill out your name and email, and we have your address in Facebook or Lesko Help 2 to find you. But we're telling these people we have money for them. It's all in their name. And gosh, we'd love to have you pick up your checks because we already, set aside this money for you and want to give it to you. And the stories are heartwarming, and they want to help themselves who are in big financial trouble, or help other friends or relatives or people they know in the community. That you can apply for them, and people write a sentence or 2 or 3 or 4, as little or as much as you want, about what you would do with $1,000. And we've committed over something like $340,000 already to this campaign in about a year. And business still seems like it'll be pretty good. So I hope to keep doing it for a while. First, we have to feed ourselves, but after that, then we feed members and give money back to them this way, the people who really need it or have a wonderful cause that will help society in some way. So that's what we do with our profits. So we don't invest in yachts and Bitcoin or whatever other people do. No, we give it back to members because they're the people that made us successful in doing this. And the whole business is more successful than I've ever thought, and it's more rewarding than any other business I've had. I've always been in the same kind of business, showing people how to use government programs, but the environment changes, so I've always had to learn a new way to contact people and what media sources there are to contact people, and doing it without any money. I mean, my thought in starting a business is always, you don't spend money starting a business because you don't know what works. You're only guessing. And so that's why the more money you spend in starting any kind of venture, the faster you'll go out of business, because nobody's smart enough to know exactly what works ahead of time. And it's really a trial and error process. So you have to get out there and try something, watch fails, and pick out the good parts and put it together as a puzzle. It's all a jigsaw puzzle that nobody knows the answers. The experts out there will tell you they know the answers as long as you give them $5,000 or whatever the hell it is. And it may or may not work. And so unless you have a lot of money, I would do that, because that means you'll just quit faster. And the name of the game in starting a business is not quitting. You can't. And it's like, if you want to learn to walk as a child and you fell down a couple times, you're going to give up walking? No. And that's why your heart has to be in it. So if your heart is in it, you will do all that's necessary and stay there to figure it out. And the only difference is money. So that's why if you do not use money to start your business, you think you need it, but there are always more clever ways you may not need it. And that means stretching your imagination. And we don't do that in this country because we have too many people selling you something that guarantees you you're going to be a success and this will make you a lot of money and all that kind of stuff. So they're invested in their idea. If it works for you or not, who the hell knows? You don't know, they don't know, they're guessing. And because they have a pretty face or a nice smile, you give them money. And then you fall on your keister and you got to try something else. And that's why I think it's a losing game, spending money starting a business, and you have to get out of that. And that's why here, people have money. $1,000 I want to give you to help you start your business or solve a financial problem or help start getting your house fixed or whatever it is that you want to do in life. And we're here to help you. And now, besides showing you where government programs are, we're putting our money where our mouth is and giving you our money to help you solve the problem. And it's very rewarding for us. We do it in a very selfish way because it feels so good to help people, and that's our whole business is like that. Helping people, and to do it for such little money. I used to do it for tens of thousands of dollars because rich people will pay this kind of money for this help because they know they can make millions at it. But the people we're trying to help now don't have that kind of money, and so that's why we keep it at $20. So at $20 now you have a place to go to give you personal one-on-one help to solve any kind of financial problem. Now that doesn't mean you're going to get it solved for certain. We can't guarantee that. The only people that can guarantee you money are the people who give it out, and they're the government offices. So you have to, but the trick is finding where they are. Finding where they are, and that's what we do. We show you where these offices are that give out money, then you have to contact them and see if you can work out something with them to do that, okay? And that's what this is all about, and that's what life is all about. But if you don't know where to go, then you're stuck, And I've been studying this stuff. I'm just thinking, walking down, it's early in the morning, like 7 o'clock. Now in Washington, it's nice when nobody's out. And I'm down at the Lincoln Memorial. I'll show you around the other side what I see. I see. There's a little guy on a scooter and one or two. In a couple hours, particularly, it's going to be nice unless it rains today. This will be jammed, and that's what I've been going later. Because as an older guy, I've been going, starting a little later. But I've just been a granddad again, or actually what they call me is popcorn, because I said such corny jokes. And I'm a grandpop now, so they call me popcorn. But it's always been inspiring for me. Well, here, you see here, let me show you. See, can you see the Capitol? See, behind the Washington Monument? That's an inspiring sight. I remember in my 20s, after I got in the Navy and was, running around here. And so that's 50 years I've been running. Well, now I don't run anymore. The last year or two, I've been walking, and it's inspiring to have that, as part of my vista, when I get out and think about what I'm going to do for the day. And every day is pretty exciting because I've been very fortunate to always try to work on things that I think are important. And that's what gets you up in the morning, I think. And that's what we try to do at Lesko Help, is show you ways to be able to do that. Maybe you could do it part-time and not full-time yet. But ideally is the way, how could you do that full-time so you could devote as much of your soul and the best stuff you have inside you to the rest of us. And that's what I've been working on for 50 years, and I'll fail, and I'll pick up again and try to figure it out. But I really believe that these programs are important. These programs could really change people's lives, but the government doesn't train us how to use it. The government, and the rich people use it. And that's, I think, what motivates me more than ever. When I first started doing this, I was helping millionaires get this information. And it doesn't matter if you're on the street. It's the same information as yours as it is for millionaires. Anybody could use it, and that's what's cool. I think it's really cool. And so I devote my life to trying to teach people that. It's not easy. You don't make one phone call and get a check in the mail. That doesn't happen all the time. It happens once in a while, so they're the people I used to put in my infomercials. Because then everybody else will be, all I have to do is sit in my living room on the couch and make a phone call, and Uncle Sam will be like Ed McMahon and drive up to my doorstep and give me a big check. That may or may not happen, and the problem is it won't happen for most of us, and most of us give up, and that's the bigger sin in life, is giving up. Being dumb is okay because everybody's dumb. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing. So that part, you think you're dumb. No, you're just like normal. Dumb is normal. And that's